Today we're talking about money and allergies. How do those two things relate? Let me tell you a story. I grew up in Hawaii, and in Hawaii, I didn't have any allergies. Most people didn't have any allergies in Hawaii. And I went to school in Southern California, and then I moved to Northern California in my early 20s. And that first season, I ended up feeling sick. And I thought it was sickness. I thought it was a cold. And because I had a scratchy throat, a runny nose, stuffed up ears. And when I was describing these symptoms to my coworkers and friends, they said, "Oh no, you're not sick. It's just allergy season here. It's March and April at the time, and this is just allergy season." I said, "Well, I don't get allergies," and they said, "Well, here you do, because it's such a high concentrated allergy area because of the spring and pollen and all of that stuff that most people suffer from allergies there." And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's not sickness. So I kind of went on my merry way and suffered through it. And it was miserable. It was pretty miserable. And that next season, like, it went away after a couple months. And that next season, it came back again. And of course, we write it off as, well, this is allergy season. And we just kind of have this is allergy season. And we suffer through this miserable multiple months of allergies. But I didn't know you could do something about it. I wasn't taught, I wasn't trained that you can do something about that. Until I started doing some research, figuring out, like, there's got to be a way to fix this. And maybe this is like your money. So if you've got what we're going to call today as money allergies, you can do something about it. And let's describe a little bit about what money allergies look like. Well, money allergy could be that you're not happy with your savings or your investing plan. Or maybe you're not doing a budget, you're not sticking to your budget, you're not spending money wisely, you make poor decisions, you don't know where your money is coming in or where your money is going out, and you're kind of just suffering through, just like I described about suffering through those allergies, not doing anything about it. You're thinking, well, this is just how it is. This is just how my money is gonna be. I'm struggling. I don't know if I make enough money. I don't know where my spending is, and I don't know how I'm saving and how I'm investing and what my future looks like, and all the things that come with, like, mismanagement of money. But you can do something about it. Just like I learned, you can do something about your allergies. You can do something about these money allergies as well. Now, I don't want to go straight down to, well, if this is what you need to do, as far as you need to start saving money, you need to start investing money, you need to stop spending money. Like, I can give you all the rhetoric, but you know all those things. But why aren't we doing it? And as a culture, most of us aren't doing these things because we don't have the right philosophy or the right system in place. And that's something that I want you to go back before you do the logistics stuff in stop spending so much money, start saving money, start investing money, all right, do your budget, all that stuff. Yes, we do need to do those things, but if we just go and do it because somebody else is telling us to do it, then that is the wrong motive. We need to go back to the previous step of that, which is where most people don't go, and look inward to yourself. We need to find out what my values are. How do I view money? How do I feel about my spending? How do I feel about my savings? What are my goals? What are my tendencies? Am I going shopping when I'm angry or lonely? Am I going to the grocery store when I'm hungry? Like, that's not a good idea. But if you don't look at yourself and know yourself well enough, then you're going to make all of these mistakes and you don't even know that you're making them. You're just kind of suffering through this allergy season in your money. Unfortunately, with money, these tend to not be seasons. There are seasons where you're going to be better and worse with your money, no matter how well you handle it. But money is not seasonal. This is prolonged. So if you don't do something about it, it's not like regular allergies where it just goes away as the summer comes along. It doesn't work that way. You're going to prolong this suffering and kind of forever if you don't do something about it. And that's not meaning to be like a judgment or a threat. It means that if you want to change and stop suffering, you need to change something that you're doing or not doing. And that's where it comes into, like, what am I doing? How do I view money? What are my values? Looking at yourself, knowing yourself, being self-aware, and then creating a plan around that awareness. And then once we create that plan, we need to execute that plan. So that's that 3-step process we talked about before, is knowing yourself, right? Dreaming about what you want your life to look like, and then creating the plan out of that dream, out of that goal, out of that value that you have, and then executing that plan. Because you can have the best plan in the world. I say this all the time. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't execute that plan, you don't put that plan into action, you're not going to get any results. So we need to take that 3-step process and go through that. But a lot of us jump to that middle step and we say, well, I need to create the plan and I need to do this thing. And they do that and they create their budget, they stop spending money, they start saving, investing or whatever, and then life hits them in the face and they change something, and because they didn't have that belief system, they didn't have that self-awareness, that knowledge, they stop their plan and they abandon it. And it's like, well, that didn't work because of X, Y, or Z. And that's where I want you to go back to that first step of self-awareness so that you know, oh, this is my allergy when it comes to money. And if I know that, then I can do something about that. So I tend to always go shopping when I'm lonely, and that's how my overspending happens. Oh, so when I'm lonely, I need to create a different plan instead of going to the mall or instead of going online and shopping. Or maybe you, like I said before, you go to the grocery store. Don't do it when you're hungry, because when you buy more groceries, you end up throwing them away. Or every Friday night, I've had a long week at work, and every Friday night I end up eating out more because of that stress. And if you fill in the blank, but you have to know yourself, and then you create that plan, and then you execute that plan. So as we talk about money and money allergies, go back to you don't have to suffer. It's easier than you think to change that plan. You just have to get out of that mentality first of, well, this is just how it is. Just like how I shared before. This is just allergy season and we write that off. No, there are things that you can do about your allergies, and there are things that you can do about your money allergies as well. So you need to go back, self-aware, create your plan, and then execute your plan. So go back and find out, what are your money values? What are your thoughts about money? What are your views about money? What are your views about yourself? What do you do and what do you not do? And then you can create your plan. So go back, take a step, go back, and don't just do something because some expert tells you to do it. Go back and look at yourself in your life and what you want to do, and then create the plan out of that. Don't match it because somebody else tells you to do it. Do it because that's what you want to do. All right, so that's how money and allergies are tied in today. So with your money allergies, make sure you know yourself and you can do something about that. All right, so I'll see you next time.